All right, let's start with the coaches, guys. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new head coaches in the NFL. Not new meaning it's their first head coaching job, but new with
jobs?
Their team. Dan Quinn in Atlanta, Rex Ryan in Buffalo, John Fox in Chicago, Todd Bowles with the New York Jets, Jack Del Rio with Oakland, Jim Tomsula with San Francisco, and of course Gary Kubiak with the Denver Broncos. Which of these 7 new head coaches is going to have the best year, and which one's going to have the worst year?
Well, Kubiak's got the best year because they're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to win. But I would say, who's going to have the most influential year on his team? Okay. I like that question.
Because Kubiak's going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the other guys, I'm not certain any of the other guys will go to the playoffs.
Well, I would say 2. I'm going to put Rex Ryan at the top of the list.
It's a good defense.
Buffalo has a maybe the best defense in the AFC. It's a matter of whether they can get quarterback play.
And a hell of a running back. But yeah, it's all about the quarterback, as we know.
But Dan Quinn, Atlanta was not as bad as they seemed to be last year. They probably weren't as good as they seemed to be 2 years ago.
Right.
But Dan Quinn, I think, had as much influence, if not more, on the Seattle Seahawks than the head coach Pete Carroll. I think he's going to be a great coach for the Atlanta Falcons, but they're kind of piecey. Does that make sense? They're old, a combination of old guys.
Patchwork.
They've got a good quarterback though.
And one of the best wide receivers in the game. They've got a lousy defense, but that's why Dan Quinn was brought in to fix the defense.
I like what you said about Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan is really good in small doses. I don't think you want Rex Ryan to be your coach.
Like New York.
Yes.
Like going to New York. Everybody says, well, I like going there, but I don't want to stay there forever. Well, I did both, and Rex Ryan's kind of like that. After a while, it wears on you.
And you wear on them. You and Rex both wore on New York.
He has a big personality, and Buffalo will love him, and he's a defensive-minded guy, and they've got defensive talent. So that seems to be the perfect fit for a year or 2 or 3 there. So I like that. What's the guy's name in San Francisco?
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Jim Tomsula.
That should have been Adam Gase's job. It would have been Adam Gase's job. My understanding
Or Mike Shanahan's job.
It would have been Gase's job if his agent hadn't pushed and shoved for so much money. That was my understanding. And that Gase had the job, and then in the money talk, he lost the job, and they gave it to this guy. And that's a team on the way down, or it seems to be a team on the way down.
Why would Gase's guy have demanded so much? I mean, you could have gotten $3 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that if they pushed back, it was because it was more than $3 million. Because $3 million would have been a nice number, 3 years. $10 million.
There you go.
That would have been if he went over that, he was stupid. He and his agent were entirely stupid. So they ended up with a guy from Texas, Jim Tomsula.
Jim Tomsula, 3 names.
At least in his media
Joe Bob.
Opportunities hasn't seemed real sharp, and they're losing a lot of talent. And that quarterback just doesn't seem ready to take it to the next level. Maybe, I don't know. And the best. The coach who's going to have the best season?
I think it's Rex Ryan. I mean, Gary Kubiak will make the playoffs, so that's the easy answer. But I do think that Rex Ryan, with that defense for a year or 2, will excite that city, excite that locker room, and they have a chance to make the playoffs.
I'm going chalk. Kubiak he inherits 10 Pro Bowlers and Peyton Manning and
10
Pro Bowlers. Have I told you that yet?
10 Pro
5
Bowlers
on each side of the ball.
So they get 1 win for each Pro Bowler, if I heard you correctly.
No, they're going to do better than that.
Okay.
But we're going to talk over-under in a little bit. So for me, it's Kubiak and it's Tomsula.
I always believe him, but I've never really counted it out. So go through it real quickly for everybody to get.
The Harmony Foundation brought you that first segment. They're Colorado's premier treatment program for drug and alcohol addiction. They are located just outside of Estes Park on a private 45-acre mountain campus. They are insurance-friendly, so visit HarmonyFoundationInc.com.